Rizzo here with Andy Main at AMA Fight Club in Whippany, New Jersey. Andy will be fighting Lester Caslow at a featherweight bout February 19th in Atlantic City at Ring of Combat. They say that you're the biggest prospect at AMA Fight Club. What does that mean in a place where there's 4 UFC fighters?
I think they say that, just because I'm the youngest right now. I'm only 20 years old, and I've already got my foot in the door as far as professional mixed martial arts. I've got an undefeated record. I'm 4-0, and I'm already looking at possibly some titles coming up soon. So I think it's more, we joke around, and we've got such a strong team here that you can't, you look on the mat, you got prospects all over the mat. They just like to, they call me like the puppy of the wolf pack sometimes, that kind of stuff. But it's nice to hear from some of these guys. Like you said, we got UFC fighters, we got belt holders, and it's a good group of guys.
What's your strength in MMA? Are you a wrestling guy? Are you a striker? What are you?
I'm primarily a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. That's definitely my base. That's what I started with, and I'm always going to resort back to my BJJ, or I feel like I have my BJJ to resort back to. But I definitely feel like I've added the striking and I've added the wrestling to my game big time. I've become very comfortable with wrestling and especially striking too. I've developed a sort of, I like to call it like a Diaz Brothers type of striking game, unorthodox. I switch it up a lot, and I've been given a lot of long-time strikers a hard time. I knocked out one guy who had been a Muay Thai coach for 13 years. So I feel like my biggest advantage is just that you don't know what to expect with me. If you watch my last 4 fights, I've wrestled, I've pulled guard, I've submitted, and I've knocked out. So, and I've stood southpaw and I've stood conventional. So that's definitely where I am.
What do you feel about this fight coming up with a guy like Lester Caslow? He's got a little bit of a name. He's been around for quite a while. Tell us a little bit specifically about this fight.
I'm really excited about this fight actually, because this is definitely, I've fought quality guys, but this is the first guy I fought with a solid record. He's 5-2. He's got more experience than me, and like you said, he's got a name. People are going to be looking at this fight as kind of like that next step. Am I going to be deserving to be fighting the next tier of fighters, I think. And he's a tough guy, and I'm ready to get in there. I feel like I'm ready for somebody like Lester. And he's sort of similar in that he's kind of pretty good at everything. Pretty good jiu-jitsu, pretty good wrestling, pretty good striking. So it's gonna come down to who's tougher, who wants it more, definitely.
You're pretty tall for a 145. In fact, when I was watching you spar, I can't believe this guy fights at 145. How much of a weight cut is it for you to get there?
I cut 20 to 25 pounds. I walk around generally 165, maybe a little heavier, when I'm off camp. But it's getting tougher. I think over the next year or so, I might start looking at the 155-pound division. But as long as the weight cut is where I'm still strong when I fight, and I feel great when I fight in my last 4 fights, and I just started working with a strength and conditioning coach over the last few months, and it's definitely, I feel like I'm going to have a big advantage there as well. And I'm going to keep fighting 45 as long as I can make it and be strong, and then, down the road, if the weight cut gets too difficult, then I'll move up to 55. I'm not afraid of that at all.
All right, Andy Main, good luck.
February
19th. Ring of Combat, Atlantic City. Andy Main against Lester Caslow.